for our first practice in this Kundalini Yoga course, we'll be doing Breath of Fire, or also known as the Ego Eradicator. So this will use a lot of different elements we've talked about in the previous modules. So to begin, you want to be seated in rock pose, which is where you're seated on the tops of the feet. If this is painful for you, you can use that towel or the pillow in between your feet and the ground, or you can sit in a normal seated posture. And to begin, I think it's really important to make sure that you have looseness around your belly. So if you're wearing a high-waisted yoga pants, as many of us do, I recommend pulling that down so you can have full movement of your belly as we do this breathing practice. The second thing is we want to really focus on the spine alignment here. So when people sit in this posture, it's very easy to push the sacrum out like this. We want to make sure that the spine is straight and the chest is open and back. And so to get a feel for how this practice will go, we first will start with the mouth open to start to feel into the movements of this practice. So you'll open your mouth and stick out your tongue, and you kind of start panting like a dog. And as you start to do this panting, you'll start to fall into the rhythm of the normal breath. So let's all do that first. We'll get into our seated or rock pose posture. Straighten the spine, open the mouth, stick out the tongue, and start panting as if you're a dog. So like this. Now watch my belly as it moves as I breathe, because the belly is a good indicator if you're doing this practice correctly or incorrectly. So. And if you are a yoga practitioner from a different lineage, I do want to note that this is different than Kapalabhati breathing. This is all kind of this passive flowing breath, where Kapalabhati is the sharp breath that uses more of the upper belly. This is something I had confused for a long time. So after you get the rhythm down, you'll start to close the mouth and do this through the nose. So again, we'll start with the panting, and then part of the way through, close the mouth and breathe through the nose like this. So try it with me. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue, begin the breath. And then we'll close the mouth, continue to breathe like this. Okay, so now you can stop with that breath. And so there's a few more layers to this. So we continue with that breath, and then we're going to take the eyes and roll them up towards the third eye point, as we were speaking of the drishti before. And then the arms will come up and the thumbs come out like this. So this, as we talked about in the mudras, the thumb is the ego eradicator, and this practice is also called the ego eradicator, sticking out the thumb. So we'll begin with all of the layers of this practice. I'll guide you through it, and we'll do 3 minutes of this. So begin seated on your rock posture, straighten the spine, open the chest. Take the arms up, fingers in, thumbs out. And then we'll close the eyes, roll the eyes up and inward. And then we'll start with the mouth open, again, just so you can find the rhythm of the breath. So mouth open, tongue out, start the breath. And then close the mouth and continue to breathe through the nose like this. Continue to breathe. Remember to roll the eyes up and inward, staring at the third eye point. And if you start to get too lightheaded, you can stay in this posture and just return to normal deep breathing. You might feel things start to shift in your body, maybe some tingling or some lightheaded feelings. Stay with it. But if it starts to feel like too much, you can always go back to long, deep breathing. And you can find my rhythm and stick with me, or you can follow your own rhythm. To finish, begin to inhale. Take the thumbs to touch up and overhead. Keep the eyes closed, rolling in and upward. And then engage Mula Bandha, tightening the rectum, sex organs, low belly. Think of the energy rising up. Exhale, release it out. Keep the arms up. One more breath here. Deep breath in. Again, engage Mula Bandha, rectum, sex organs, low belly. Keep the eyes rolled up and in towards the third eye point. And then exhale, release. Take the arms out towards the side. Sweep the aura. Arms can come down, placed onto your knees. And we'll slowly blink open the eyes. So I recommend reviewing this a few times if Breath of Fire is new for you, because there's a lot of layers into this practice, and you get a lot more benefit out of the practice once you can integrate all of the layers into it, but it takes a few times to have your body used to being in these new poses with these new movements. So I recommend doing this one a few times because this practice will show up a lot in different Kundalini classes.